Hi everyone, this is Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live Season 2 Tag Team, and these are the Blood Battles. This is what it's all about. This is the semifinals. The winners go to the championship. I mean, it's, you know what's on the line. People have been messaging me about gear all day long. They're doing their last minute changes. They're talking to their teammates behind the scenes, and they're going to lay it all on the line. Now, many of you have already lost, so you get to be fans tonight. You get to cheer for your factions. The good news is we got faction wars in less than 2 weeks, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. The bad news is, and I absolutely, when we get to this point, it's a necessary thing that I have to do, but these are the times I want to be a fan. And, you know, I'm right in the mix, and I'm trying to keep up with everything that's going on. So I think it's going to be fast and furious. I looked over all the gear scores today, sent people their stats, and it's pretty amazing. We've never had matchups with this much gear, and one or two mistakes could be the end of a team. That's how intense it's going to be. I see Deadly Dimes picking up all the bundles. Nobody's even seen the bundles yet, but I'm gonna show them. So we did kick off just a couple minutes early. I am going to tell everybody, whether you are still in the tournament or you're not in the tournament, these bundles tonight and Monday are going to complete the epic battle gear set, 9 pieces of gear. And tonight we have a brand new ability. We've got a new pet, and we've also got a new grenade. I see Gemstone as well. Hello to you, Gemstone. So, you know, so many good teams in this tournament. It's tough to see some teams that are going to lose, but we also know that we're going to have a couple teams that are going to advance to the finals. So let me go over that real quick with everybody. This is our bracket. The bracket has changed. I haven't gotten a lot of feedback from you guys yet, but I am going to say I love the way we did the brackets this year. I loved having Group A and Group B because this time of year, you know, there's a lot of vacations, there's things going on. It actually helped a couple teams, and it also gave a couple teams another day. You know, if they had to go down to bracket B, as long as you're still alive, you're in the tournament. So, you know, we know that we had an elimination match last night. We got another elimination match tonight. And then we could have Knox Landing versus whoever wins the late match tonight. And that team could challenge the champs. So, still a lot on the line. But I think it added a little bit more flexibility. It goes to show you the regular season is important. So you always want to be in the top 4 or 5 in regular season. But, you know, if you're 7th, 8th, 9th, then there's a chance you could get in, you might not get in. Absolutely. Alexis, happy birthday. 11 years old. Dimes, my question is, that's your tag team partner. How come we don't see Deadly Dimes and Alexis as a tag team? We need another family member. So I'm predicting that could be a tag team like in September. I mean, if she's as good as Zach, you know, I'm sure Brain's running the family, so I'm pretty sure she would. She'd probably be better than you and Zach, though. She's had a chance to kind of watch you guys. We got Kel, but happy birthday, Alex. Hopefully you have a wonderful birthday, and you got a great mom too. Kel, I don't need to see the bundles to know I want stuff and things. All right, so here's where we're at with the brackets. You know, you've seen like, hey, I went to such and such, and all I got was this crummy T-shirt. So yes, all of you guys will be getting a T-shirt whether you win or you don't win. That's going to be going out in August. So we've got the PDL sponsors. We're going to have those packs are going out in about a week. And then in August, we're going to send out the tag team commemorative T-shirts. So we got that going out. We're also going to send out a couple other things. But, yeah, you'll have that. that might be very little consolation, after you lose, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. Just have fun with it. I know everybody's nervous. So tonight, 9 o'clock, early match, we got Twisted Sisters and Masters of Faith. I don't have to, tell you guys that Bonnie and Amanda are undefeated, but Father Ron and Football Master have been super, super hot. They've been as good as any team out there. And, of course, we got the Lost Soul Sisters. They hit a rough patch during the season, but then they turned it on at the right time. They're one of the hotter teams in the league right now, too. And always dangerous, Jim and Julia Hellfire and Brimstone. Same thing. They start out super hot, hit a rough patch middle of the season, and be interesting. They haven't played in a little while, so, tonight they're going to have to shake the rust off pretty quick. And in bracket B, we got Chuck and Animal. I heard Chuck might have had an emergency, so Chuck may not be here tonight. So we'll see the 11 o'clock match. But they're facing off versus Dow and Mist, who were the overall number 2 seed. And as I said, this bracket kind of helped some people out because they were able to drop down and at least get some matches in. So let me, I see B-Dub in the house for the Twisted Sisters. So let me show you guys what this bundle's all about. And I do have to explain some of the bundle items. So first and foremost, the top left. All right, I want to clarify also. The white in the top right is not a bundle. I know most people know that, but I had a couple people previously said, hey, I want the white bundle. That is a reward for picking up the other 4 bundles. Just want to be clear on that. So silver, that's your $10 bundle. We got Healing Grog. We're putting the Love Boat up there. It's a super, super hot grenade right now. Has a lot of utility use. And then I wanted to make sure people are restocking for Faction Wars. You're getting 2 blue graphines, 2 red graphines, and also getting 2 Elysium tape. So Elysium tape has become played much, much more as you guys have things that you want to protect. All right, so let's get to the gold bundle. So you've got 2 Will Sickles, a Fury 4 potion, 2 Mere Magic, 2 Mustard Bombs. I put the Mustard Bombs in there because of pets and legendaries going to start to come out. 2 Old Yellers, Bionic Wild Card, Summon Gus, which is a big, big hot pet right now, and TS10. Now there is the official Father Sprinkles 3, also known as FS3, also known as just Sprinkles. It shall not be used tonight. The reason I'm not going to put it in play tonight is because you're going to need a few days to really think about this. It will be used Monday night. So if you win tonight and you're in the finals, you will be able to use the FS3. Father Ron says, boot, but you don't know what it does, Ron. That's the thing. So it has something that's going to change your strategies. So pay close attention. You cannot use it tonight. It is 2. So you do get 2 of them. Rocket Crockett jumping in. It is amazing. All right, so here's what the FS3 does. And you'll know it's a low number, right? It's 3. The FS3 is the first grenade that will lower your health cap by 3%. So what that means is every time you get hit by a Father Sprinkles, your max health decreases. So if you start at 100% and somebody starts out the match and hits you with an FS3, your total health pool cannot exceed 97%. So now we have ways of creating a positive expectation. You have ways of creating a negative expectation or a lower ceiling. Now, why did I introduce the Father Sprinkles into the game? Well, one, people were playing blue bombs, and the blue bombs were taking 25% off at the very end. People are using it as a last-minute play. So now you're going to have more versatility in your strategy, because instead of waiting till the very end where they used to go in the past and say, hey, I'm just going to revive at 100%, now you may only be able to revive up to 91%. Now, you can't revive on your last turn either. That's a different topic. But the beauty of this play is going to be now you can get together with your partner and say, well, let's hit them with some FS3s. And that way their maximum health pool is only going to be 85% if we hit them with 5 throughout the game. So even if they get a heal smoke toward the end, they may heal for 85. Well, you may be at 92. So it's going to lower the ceiling of which you can heal up to, which is going to make it a lot more strategic. So the FS3, maybe hit somebody with 1, and their max health pool is 97. So I doubt that we're going to see overtime again. And really what I wanted to see is overtime. Now let me reiterate to you guys. If you blue bomb someone and it does not kill them, you can still use blue bomb on your final turn. But if they lose that 25%, at the end of the match, if they're alive, they get it back. So I want to be clear with that rule. So the blue bomb was not meant to be a last-minute play and, ha-ha, I got 80, you got 75, I win. That's not the way, and I'm not faulting anybody for doing it. It was a good move at the time. It was something that needed to be modified. Same thing with a last turn revive. People would take damage and then they would revive at the end. That's not possible because the condition of using revive is you have to skip a turn. If you don't have a turn to skip, you can't use revive. So when you get to your final turn, that's out of play. There's nothing wrong. No, don't apologize, Angel. There was nothing wrong with it. It was exactly, it was allowed. But just because you guys used it doesn't mean it was a bad play. No, it was a good play. But it's something that had to be changed because it was going to become a repetitive play. So now, instead of doing a blue bomb at the end, now you have the ability to start to take away from your opponent's health cap in the beginning. So you're going to see a lot more versatile gameplay. Two people might get together and say, hey, let's hit Kel with 6 FS3s throughout the match. Now the highest she can heal up to is going to be 82% instead of 100%. So you're going to see some odd combinations, which means you always have to be on your toes. Father Ron picking up all the bundles. I see you, Ron. Trigger picking up all the bundles as well. Animal, absolutely. Hopefully everybody and their families gets well soon. We need all of our players back. So there shouldn't be any questions about the FS3. You'll see it Monday night more than likely, but you're going to see it a lot in Faction Wars. I agree. Ocean Man, now let's be honest. Why did you pick up the gold bundle? What in the gold bundle was a true selling point? I mean, those the sprinkles are good. Now, I had this concept created a while back, but okay, well, fair enough. But I was challenged to give the Father Sprinkles item a name, so that's what we added. Now, there's good news as well. Moonshot, you can do the blue bomb but the health loss is not permanent. So if on your last turn, let me give you an example. Let's say your opponent is at 40%, and you do a blue bomb, and it knocks them down to 15, and you kill them. They don't get the health back. You get a killing blow. But if your opponent is at 50, and you detonate a blue bomb, and they're at 25, and the match ends, they get their health back. At the end of the match, health lost on blue and beige bombs are going to be returned to the person. Revive and bombs had the potential to be whoever has the last turn wins if they have a blue bomb on you. So we don't want the game to become that. We want the bombs should be an assist to do what you need to do, not a finishing move. The bombs are not finishing moves. Julia Muse picking all up. Hippo picking all up. So you'll see when we start faction wars, the more FS3s that get in circulation, it's going to become a super, super strong strategy. If there's a player out there that is just crazy geared, then 2 or 3 players are going to start lowering their health pool. Now, once the player dies, they go back to their maximum health. Death brings you back. So that's not a permanent thing. All right, let's get to the red bundle. We got PvP Gem, Flight Smoke, Max Wax, Blade Wax. The waxes were really, really popular. Oh, man, we got, all right, Hippo picked up for him and also picked up for Anthony. And I think Anthony already picked up a bundle as well. So, Kel, you'll have to figure that out because that's going to have to go towards some packs on Saturday. I did want to put the Blade Wax back in. Flame Grenade, we saw that played. Voxbox, Sly Fly. Julia Muse has been bugging me about a Red Bull in the bundles. There you go, Julia. There's your Red Bull. And Red Homer is not a rooster. It is not a rooster. It is not a chicken. He is actually a red homing pigeon. I've been getting requests lately for people that wanted homing pigeons back in play. So this is a red homing pigeon that will pick up your gear that you lose and also damage your opponent for 10%. There you go, Dimes. There is Red Homer. So far in the first 2 bundles, we got Gus, Red Homer, and Red Bull. 3 pets right there. But we're not done. Blue Spark, Aqua, Hybrid, Elixir Stout, Moonshot's favorite Blue Bomb, Arc Spark, PvP Gem, Frost, and Summon Sue. Summon Sue has the potential to be a super strong pet as well. And remember, you can't get rid of Sue's effect. Sue, jellyfish right to the brain. And for every 4 bundles you pick up, you do get the Cosmos collection. So those of you that bought bundles for other people, you have a pretty big lead in the Cosmos collection so far. I know Emperor's up there as well. So Kel will get it worked out because we had some duplicate bundles, which means we already got a couple, probably already have a box or two sold for the weekend. All right. Now let me get to the top right-hand corner because this is something you guys are going to want to know. Obviously, Ammo Rojo, 2 of those. It is the strongest AP in the games, AP4. And then the Bionic Axe, some of you guys are collecting. But here is, if nothing else, if the FS3 are not worth the bundles, if the brand new red Homer's not worth the bundles, if all the pets, 4 different pets aren't, check out this piece of gear, and it certainly goes hand in hand with the FS3. If I'm going to take away, I also want to give you guys the ability to replenish. So the battle bracers, or the epic bracer in this case, is a H3D7, because remember, all battle gear is H3D3. So it's health 3, damage 7, but it is M2, which means if you wear this after your health is calculated, not numbers, percentage. Once I calculate all of your stats, I'm going to raise your maximum 2%. So now you've got something to slightly battle the FS3. So you could technically start the battle at 102% if you have these bracers. You get hit with an FS3, you go down to 99. So you can see it's going to be different things for different people. Some people are going to want this. Some people might use a bracer that adds more base. It gives you flexibility. But after tonight, if you equipped piece number 8, so now these custom battle pieces have extra grenade damage, pet resist damage, and now you have the ability to raise your ceiling. All the epic battle gear is ATT 14. If you don't get the epic battle gear and you get the regular battle gear, which may be in boxes, because you're not always going to get the opportunity to get these epic pieces. So if you don't pick them up in a bundle, the regular pieces are going to be available. But they're ATT 15, so you have to wait a little bit longer to use them, and they're not quite the same stats. All right. Once again, the FS3s will not be in play tonight. I didn't want to put a new item in there and just catch people off guard. They will be in play Monday night, so if you win tonight, start thinking about what your strategy is going to be. They will most definitely be in play for Faction Wars. I promised you Faction Wars would be fast-paced. People are going to die quickly in Faction Wars. Some people are going to get hit by 3 or 4. People are going to zoom in and target certain people. Now, we're going to get to the match in a second because I know, the competitors are really hyped up, so give me a couple more minutes because I do want to go over the schedule. Tomorrow night, we do Walking Dead. Friday night is Salisbury Island Part 2, big storyline. Saturday, we are going to do a pack opening event. It is going to be a limited event like it was this weekend. It's likely we're going to do 20 boxes on Saturday and 10 late Sunday evening maximum. So there will be a 30-box limit over the weekend. And that is going to include your T2, your brand new items, and also some legendary masks are going to be included in that. So you'll see the legendaries. Monday night is championship night. So we finish our tag team season Monday night. Wednesday night is going to be a Faction Wars walkthrough. So Wednesday night is going to be very casual. It is going to be Faction Wars. We're going to talk about what bombers do. We're going to talk about what rovers do, what defenders do, what tanks do. and some different strategies. You want to team up on somebody? Do you want to get a flag? Do you want to defend? Do you want to break down a wall and get points from that? We're going to talk about all the different ways your faction can win. Then next Friday night is going to be the finale of Salisbury Island. And there's an event that's going to happen at the end, which is going to dictate where you guys go next. Then Saturday after that is going to be Level Up. And then Monday, which I think is the 27th, is going to be our first Faction Wars matchup. 2 teams, 2 factions will square off. Then on Wednesday night, the other 2 factions will square off. 4 versus 4. Winner would get more faction experience points than the loser. So you're going to want to give it your all in those. So that's a pretty busy month we got lined up, everybody. All right, last call for bundles. We're taking it down. I'm going to give you 30 more seconds. Bundles are up on the screen. Screenshot it, pick them up, do what you need to do. White is not an option. Valar, the white in the top right corner is silver is an option. Gold, red, and blue. The white is a reward for all the other bundles. I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to ask me any questions. I'll address 1 or 2. Should be pretty straightforward with the sprinkles grenade. All right, awesome. I got you, Ray. I got you for the whole 9 yards. And appreciate that. And that is a Red Bull is a summon. This is a good stockpile tonight. And you guys know, I mean, there's only one more piece of battle gear, and that's going to be unveiled Monday. Of course, they're the shoulders. So I like the shoulder armor. Shoulder armor always seems to have a little extra pop to it, so I think you guys will like that. All right, let me remind everybody. The competitive nature in all of us comes out. You have my word. I am going to do the absolute best I can to keep up with all the moves, all the actions, all the rules, all the scores. I need you guys to give it your best. And remember, I know it's a long season. I know you guys put a lot of time, a lot of energy into your gear, into your sheets. But remember, there's people on the other side of you that are working just as hard as you are. And at the end of the match, show them your respect because they deserve it. They're going to work just as hard as you do. So we're going to have winners, we're going to have losers tonight. And we're all one PDL family. So with that being said, it is 9:21. I need B-Dub, Amanda, Father Ron, and Football Master. Give me your pre-match buffs. And we'll give you 30 seconds. Kel, if you can help me out with a 30-second timer. Father Ron going immune. Elysium on Vox and Grog. And going red graph. All right. Bonnie going turbo. Double Eli. On Maxine and Timber. Black Graph. And Bullet and Blade Wax. All right, Amanda is going immune. Eli on Icarus and Mir. Red Graph. And going Bowax. All right, and last and certainly not least, Football Master is going Eli to protect that grog. He's going Stout, and he's going double black. Very smart. There's a lot of base there. All right. Okay, I got everybody's stats up to speed. It's looking pretty good. And here's the order for tonight's match. We're going to have Football Master. Luck of the draw, you will be kicking it off number 1. Amanda, you'll be number 2. Father Ron, you will be number 3. And B-Dub will be finishing off tonight's match. So B-Dub, this looks like a scene right out of Walking Dead. We're going to put you over here, right behind this little undead station wagon. Amanda, you're right behind the corner there. Father Ron, you're right at the door of that wooden building. And Football Master, you're behind the coach. Oh boy. Father Ron wants a selfie. Hold on, Ron. If you're going to get a selfie, I got to move you. Ron, would you like the others in your background or no? I can remove them if you'd like. I mean, it is a selfie. All right. Father Ron has requested that I block you guys out. All right. Done. All right. There you go, Father Ron. Okay. Now back to the match. All right. Let me put Father Ron back over here in his building. Amanda, you're back. Bonnie, you're back. And Football Master, you're back. All right, everybody. Now down to business. Good luck to both teams. This is what we've all been waiting for. A great, great semifinal match. Undefeated Twisted Sisters. 1 loss. Masters of Faith. First season together. They're absolutely bringing it. Kel, 20-second timer, Football Master. You're on the clock. This match has started. Good luck, everybody. All right, he's not wasting any time. Stun Bomb on B-Dub and Percy. on B-Dub. Bonnie has 5% pet resist. It hits her a little bit lighter. Normally Percy is 10. Bonnie, I've got you down to 96. Bonnie 96 and infected by Percy on turn number 1. All right, Amanda, you're up. You got a 20-second timer as well. 20 seconds for Amanda. All right, Amanda is going to activate the Mirror Mask right out of the gates. So we got multiple copies of Unforeseen. All right, and she is bringing the owl. Father Ron, somebody stole your TS10s. And it was an owl. All right, let's move on to Father Ron. Father Ron, you're up. 20 seconds for you. Ron is going to go stun to Amanda. Father Ron will fly again. Father Ron is up here in the air. All right. B-Dub, you got a stun on you. Ron, you got a stun on you. B-Dub, you're affected by Percy, and you have a 20-second timer. 20 seconds, Bonnie. All right, Bonnie is going to go owl. To football. Football, you've lost your TS10s. And Bonnie is using legendary ability Timber. Timber is a thrown axe which hits all opponents. All opponents. It's going to be great for faction wars. It is going to hit for D12 AP3. Bonnie also has Turbo Elixir. So Turbo's adding a little extra pop to this. So the AP3 does not get the boost. Father Ron takes you down to 36 base. Yep, that's a lot of base. Football Master takes you down to 22 base. Still a lot of base. But the D12 legendary ability makes it a D18 with gear added. Both players pretty well geared, damage buffs. Father Ron, I've got you down to 87. Football, I've got you down to 84. Father Ron 87, Football 84. Timber and legendary use is out of play. Football Master, you're up. All right, Football Master is going to summon Sparky. However, Percy is still in play, so Percy hits Bonnie. Percy is a 10, 30, 60 pet. So B-Dub is taking 30 from Percy's poison, modified down from damage. Bonnie, you're still taking 22. I've got you down to 74. And still poison. That's the second turn of Percy. Sparky is a D9. It's going to hit Amanda. So Sparky goes in, hits Amanda. Both of her clones and Amanda takes damage. Amanda is down to 97. And he wants to go Yeller to B-Dub. You've got no line of sight, Football Master. In order to get Yeller, I'm going to have you at least here. If you want to run in, take a shot, up to you. All right, he's going to go Mustard to B-Dub. Remember, not everybody has line of sight. Ron has some pretty good line of sight. All right, he's going to stay back, and he's going to cast Mustard Bomb on B-Dub. Let's go to Amanda. Amanda, you're up. Bonnie, 74. Amanda, 97. Ron, 87. Football, 84. All right, Amanda's going to use Sniper. You get another move, Amanda, as well. So, PS3, she's going to steal Ron's pet. Ron has no blue. And she's going to cast Jackson to Football. All right, Jackson is going to attack until dead. So AP1 and also 10% Football. I've got you down to 21 and not quite 10%. I got you down to 76 and 21. And Jackson is going to continue to attack you every turn. All right, Jackson's still in play. Percy's Venom's still in play. Father Ron, you're up. You have a 10-second timer. Bonnie, 74. Amanda, 97. Ron, 87-36. Football, 76-21. We're in round number 2, everybody. All right, Ron is going to detonate the stun on Amanda, and he is going to summon Sue. Sue goes over to Bonnie and is unstoppable. Bonnie would take 5% additional toxic damage for the remainder of the match. All right, B-Dub, you're up. Finish out round number 2. All right, Bonnie's going to summon Faith. And she's going to use a heal potion. It's going to take her back to 100%. All right, Legendary Pet is out. Faith is out. And Faith will Buffer the damage Bonnie takes by 50% as long as Faith is alive. All right, let's move to round number 3. Football. Kick us off round number 3. Bonnie's at 100, Amanda 97, Ron 87-36, football 76-21. All right, he's going to go Orange Crush to Jackson. Jackson is dead. And he's going to detonate the mustard bomb on B-Dub. Faith has taken 50% damage. And Bonnie, I got you down to 97. All right, Orange Crush takes out Jackson. Football Master activates Mustard Bomb. And Amanda, you're up. You are stunned. You get one action only. 10-second timer. All right, she is going to go Icarus to Father Ron. Amanda, Father Ron, I'm going to use my Pythagorean theorem range. In order to get a shot on Father Ron, you need to be about right here. I'll give you the Icarus shot, but that's the location you have to move to. All right, so Amanda is moving into range with her clones that have taken some damage. Father Ron, yellow plasma arrow straight to you with bow wax as well. Remember, yellow plasma can stack. I've got you down to 74, Ron, 74. B-Dub 97, Amanda 97, Ron 74 and 36. Also, Amanda has AP 5, taking you down to 31. Ron, you're up. 10 seconds for Ron. All right, Ron is going to go mustard and detonate. And Faith has died. Faith is out of combat. B-Dub, you're up. This is the final move where Turbo Elixir will be in play. B-Dub 97, Amanda 97, Ron 74-31, football 76 and 21. All right, B-Dub is going to cast Sue to Football Master. Plus 5% to Football, and bringing out Maxine with Noir to Father Ron. Bonnie, the range on that? Same as Amanda. I got to put you right there. All right. We're going to confirm that's her location, not behind anything. So she goes Maxine with Noir. AP 5, Ron, plus 3 makes it the AP 8 attack. Any response to that? Bullet Wax and Ammo Noir. All right. So, Ron, you lose Immune Elixir with the Noir. The AP damage from Maxine is going to be a total of 8. Going to take you from 31 down to 23. And the damage is going to take you down to 60. 60 and 23. Moving on to round number 4. B-Dub 97, Amanda 97, Ron 60-23, Football 76-21. Football, you're up. All right, Football is going to go Gus to B-Dub, which means he's going to hit B-Dub and Amanda. Gus is 10% per turn, but hits both opponents. Now, both have damage mitigation. So, Bonnie 92, Amanda 92, you're both infected by toxin. B-Dub, you're taking an extra 5% from Gus because of the Sue effect. So B-Dub at 87, Amanda at 92, and Football is going to go Space 6 with Mental Block. So Space 6, Bonnie, I've got you down to 85, and let's get some Mental Block action on the board, everybody. It's time for a little bit of Mental Block. So, hold on. We're going to avoid that one. All right, B-Dub, if you're ready, give me a quick 999, and I'll read these 3 clues. All right. Once I read these, Kel, if you can give me a 10-second timer once I get the last one. A center in football. Pants for a baby. And the Addams Family theme song. Kel, 10-second timer. A center in football. Pants for a baby. And the Addams Family theme song. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. B-Dub, I need an answer. All right. She says, don't know. The correct answer was they all have snaps. A center snaps, baby pants snap, and the Addams Family theme song snaps. B-Dub taking 25 from the mental block. Football Master coming up big with the mental block. Remember, only one mental block play per person. B-Dub at 60, Amanda 92, Ron at 60, Football Master 96. The match just got really close. Amanda, you're up. 10 seconds for Amanda. And Football Master, I got your AP2 on that attack too, by the way. I'll give you the total of that in a second. Red Toxie to Football Master and Purple Spark. All right, let's get the Red Toxie first and foremost. Red Toxie to Football is going to go in and hit. He has 5 pet resist. Not going to hit him for 35. It's going to hit him for 26. Football Master, you're taking 1 Red Toxie. It's going to knock you down to 50. And Purple Spark. Father Ron, you're up. 10-second timer for you. All right, he's going to go Sparky. To Amanda. Amanda mitigates the 3 points of Sparky damage. However, her clones do not. So Sparky takes out both of her clones, just Amanda here right now, out in the wild. But Father Ron does go with a healing grog. And I am going to need to roll strictly for your armor pin that you've taken. You'll get 100% of your health back, but the armor pin is going to be different. So give me a number from 1 to 6. 25, 50, or 100%. Picks a 3. 100%. So you do get all of the armor pin damage you've taken back as well. Ron is back to 139. 139. All right, B-Dub, finish us off with this round. B-Dub and Amanda, both under the effects of Gus. Football Master under the effects of Red Toxie. B-Dub is going to go Hannibal to Football Master. And she's going to go Grog, and no need to roll because you were almost max anyway on the armor pin. B-Dub has played Grog. Football Master. You get hit by Hannibal, turn number 1. Now he does have pet resist 5. Football, you're down to 45. Bonnie at 100, Amanda at 92. Ron at 100, Football Master at 45. Football, you're up. Kick us off round number 6. And you are under the effects of Purple Spark as well. Remember, you got Purple Sparked. Football, you go to Heel Grog and Slim with the sword. So you are summoning and drinking. You know the rule under purple effects. You never summon and drink at the same time. You do summon Slim. And as you summon Slim, you take the grog and you pour a little grog out for your homies. So he pours half the grog on Slim and drinks the other half of the grog, which is only 50% effective. So you get half your grog under the effects of purple. I'm still going to let you do a die roll, though. 1 to 6, football. 50% nerf from the grog since you poured half of it on your pet. Picks a 4. And you do get 100 of it nerfed down to 50. It is going to kick you back to 95. You're no longer under the effects of Red Toxie. But you also drowned out your pet Slim, and your pet is no longer in play either. All right, Amanda, you're up. Amanda 100. Amanda 92, B-Dub 100, Father Ron 100, and football at 95. Masters of Faith have a slight lead. Slight lead. Under 15 minutes to go. And, oh, by the way, Amanda, you're still under the effects of Gus. Football Master's pet did hit Amanda for another 5. 87, and Bonnie, 5 as well, 95. All right, so Amanda's going to summon Lila. Lila is going to leech from football. So Lila summon. The leech for 5 does not hit Football Master because he resists 5. However, you did heal with the grog. Bonnie, that is correct. Bonnie's no longer under the effects of Gus. Lila leeches Football Master for 5, but he has 5 pet resist. So he doesn't lose the 5, but Amanda does gain the 5. And Amanda's dropping heal and seal. So Amanda's surrounded by heal and seal. Bonnie still at 100, Amanda 92. Swapping turns with Gus and Lila. Ron at 100, Football Master at 95. Ron, you're up. All right, Ron is going to go with the Unholy Smoke. I'm going to have you slide in just a little bit, Ron, to about here. A couple feet, you're good. Drop the Unholy Smoke. And he's going to summon Spike. Now, Spike can do single, double, or triple damage. Amanda, 1 or 2, single damage. 2 or 3, double damage. 4 or 5, you take triple damage from Spike. She picks a 2. Double damage. So Amanda's taking double damage from Spike. She mitigates 5 of it. But still taking 12. Amanda, that knocks you down to 80. B-Dub, 100. Amanda, 80. Under the effects of Gus still. Ron used Unholy Smoke to mitigate the heal and seal. And B-Dub, you're up 10 seconds to finish out the round. All right, starting out with a red Toxie. To football. Football, I got you taking 30 of the 35 from red Toxie. Actually, I got you taking the whole 35 because you're under the effects of Sue, even though you mitigate 5 of it. So I've got you down to 60. And B-Dub is going Rojo with Maxine to Father Ron. Father Ron, any reaction to being hit by Maxine? Ron is going to prevent it with the Rojo. That would have been AP 9. No damage is dealt from the Rojo. Ron has used his priest prevention spell. No damage with the Rojo. Football Master takes the damage infected by Red Toxie. Football Master, you're up. Under 10 minutes to go, purple effects have been minimized. Football is going to put his own Red Toxie in play. And B-Dub mitigates 5. However, Father Ron had to cast Sue, so it's balanced. B-Dub will be taking 30, puts her at 70%. Bonnie at 70, Amanda at 80, Ron at 100, Football Master at 60. He's also going to use a heal potion to drop the effects of Red Toxie. And Football, I'm going to give you a die roll. One to 6. $25, $50, or $100. Picks a 3. And it is 100% from the heal potion. Football Master is back to 100% life. 125. Amanda, you're up. Gus, you did not heal, so Football Master's Gus. Took you down to 75. All right, Amanda is going to cast Gus of her own to Football. Is going to take him down 290. He mitigates 5 of it, but he has the boost from Sue. Father Ron down to 95. Each are under the effect of Gus. And Amanda's going to go Vox Grenade to Football. Vox Grenade will hit for 50% extra damage, Football. Any reaction to that? Football Master casts blue. All right, both blues are out of play by Masters of Faith. Football Master takes no damage from the Vox Grenade. Father Ron, you're up. B-Dub at 70, Amanda 75, Father Ron 95, and Football Master 90. The Masters of Faith have a slight lead, but are under the effects of Gus. Father Ron is going to summon Jackson. Jackson takes Amanda down to 70 and 30. And Father Ron is also hitting with the Knox 9. Taking Amanda down to 6, but the AP 5 on top of it takes her down to 60 and 25 with the AP damage. B-Dub, you're up. And Amanda, Jackson will continue to hit you until you stop him. Slim Shady to football. So B-Dub goes Slim to football. Going to take him down to 80 and 25. And here comes the heat. TS10 with 5 pink grenades to football. Oh my. And they have no blues and no prevention. Football. It's a full TS20, my man. With a whole lot of extra. I've got you down to 55 and 25. B-Dub bringing the TS10 with 5 grenades. Football down to 55 and 25. Football, kick us off next round. B-Dub 70 and 35. Amanda, I've got you back up to 65. I missed 5 of your leech with Lila. Just FYI. I credited you with the health. All right, Football Master is going to summon Trey and sack Trey, which is going to put him back to 75. Cannot use the Fury 4 and the Love Boat, Football Master. The summon is a half turn. The sacrifice is a half turn. The Fury 4 would be a half turn, and the Love Boat would be a half turn. That would be 2 turns. So if you're going to sacrifice, you can't use the potion as well. Ron has Jackson on you, Amanda. All right, so he's going to summon Trey, sacrifice Trey, and go brace red cube to Amanda. 55 in armor pen down to 23. All right, Amanda. Lila hits Football Master, does no damage. However, you get a heal from it. Jackson is on you. And you have 10 seconds. We are under 2 minutes to play. Healing effects have been minimized. Nerfed. And we got Amanda up. Amanda, you're up. Nope, nothing showed up. Yeah, we got that part. Okay. Kill Jackson, got that. Anything else? And she's typing it piecemeal, little by little. I don't think YouTube liked that. Okay, that's fine. Anything additional? All right. You cannot do both. You can't throw a grenade and kill a pet. So, you kill Jackson, that's fine. Jackson's gone. Cannot summon any version of Toxie. All right, who is the target? All right, football. Amanda is taking a 5-point penalty for a duplicate summon. Football, you are about to get spiked. Pick a number. 1 or 2, you take single damage. 3 or 4, you take double damage. 5 or 6, you take triple damage. Picks a 3, and it is, oh my goodness. You were having luck with the die rolls earlier for the heels, but not on Spike. Ouch. Spike, triple damage. You mitigate 5 of it. You eat 25 of it. 50 and 25 for football. Big, big move. B-Dub, finish us out. After B-Dub's turn, each player gets one final move. Remember, we're under 2 minutes. All healing's been minimized. B-Dub at 70. Amanda, 55. Ron, 95. Football Master down to 90. Oh, sorry. Scratch that. Ron is up. Yep. Don't go, Bonnie. Father Ron, 10 seconds for you. Ron, then Bonnie, then each player gets a turn. Ron is going to go red Toxie. To B-Dub. She's under the effect of Sue, but she mitigates 5 of it. I got Bonnie sitting at 45, and Amanda, Fury 4, and Knox. And Amanda down to 35 with an AP 5 as well. 35 and 18. B-Dub, 45. Amanda, 35. Ron, 95. Football Master, 50. B-Dub, you're up. 10-second timer to finish out this round. Football Master, I have a stat correction from you before we go into last round. The second Hannibal hit was not deducted from you. Just as an FYI, you're at 42. You're at 42. B-Dub. Summon Tray, Sacrifice, and Seal Smoke. Bonnie surrounded by Seal Smoke, sacrifices Trey to kick her up to 65. So I'm going to get updated totals for everybody, just so you guys know where you stand. Each player gets one turn. B-Dub is at 65. Amanda's 35. Ron, 95. Football Master, 42. Football Master, you're up. Football is going to go unholy to prevent Bonnie's seal. And he is going to go Artie. And Artie has no ants to eat, but he has a pretty powerful sneeze move. It's a D10 sneeze move, but she does mitigate 5 of it. So Artie will take her down to 30. That is Football Master's final play. Amanda, you're up. Final move. Fury 4 and Vox to Football Master. Vox will hit for 150% or 50% extra damage. And the Fury 4. It's a good move. I'm going to move you to about right here. Makes it a D15. Football Master. I've got you at 15 and 25. B-Dub at 65. Amanda, you also hit Football Master with Lila. He takes no damage, but you gain a 5% health kickback. Father Ron, you have one additional move. Father Ron is going to summon Trey. Trey will go in as a D20. Amanda mitigates 5 of it. And Father Ron goes Wargo with standard AR-15. But he has additional armor pen, taking Amanda down to 10 and 19. So we have one final move. Bonnie is at 65 and 35. Amanda is at 10 and 19. Father Ron, 95, 39. Football Master is at 15 and 25. B-Dub, your final move, you will either win or lose the match in this move. Bonnie is going to go Fury 4, TS10 with 5 pinks. To football. No, she does not. She sacrificed Trey. And that is a killing blow on the final move of the match. Football Master, final move of the match, B-Dub, TS10, gets the killing blow. Twisted Sisters, 1 kill, win the match on the final move of the match. Had there been a blue remaining, you never know. Down to the wire, everybody. What a match. A lot of good plays, a lot of good boost, a lot of good strategies in there. I had Ron and Football winning the match up until the very end. Overall, more damage, more armor pin. The only thing that could have won the match for the Twisted Sisters was a killing blow at the end. Wow. That was a good one. That unbelievable. Very, very well played, well strategized. We can probably go back and analyze any one or two moves, but certainly great gameplay all the way to the very end. Some good setups in that by both teams. Big shout out to Ron and Football. That I don't know you can play it any better than that. Oh, no doubt in my mind, it's not, with Group A and Group B, they were a brand new team. They proved their top 4 anyway, right? Regardless, Masters of Faith are top 4. Now, the debate whether they should be 2, 3, whatever the case may be, they lost 2 matches, and both the matches they lost on the final turn. So I know it's tough right after the loss, but man, what a good match. Ron and Football played a hell of a match. I think Vox is going to be really, really good in Faction Wars. Number 1. I think Vox is going to be probably the team to beat. But I'm looking forward to seeing Football Master and Father Ron in another tag team season as well. All right, good stuff. B-Dub, one for the books. Great match. Love you guys. Amanda, great match. I guess Ron and Amanda have been doing some trash talk all day. Ocean Man says Vox can still get rocked. All right, so the table has been set. As you guys can see, Twisted Sisters, Monday night, 10 o'clock, prime time, and we'll be taking on the winner of the Lost Soul Sisters and Hellfire and Brimstone. You know what, Ron? That was a down to the wire. But there were a couple. I mean, there's always a match you can kind of dissect, but there were a couple moves that would have made a huge difference. All right, you guys ready for another big one? This is going to be a good one. Who's ready for some Fire and Brimstone versus some Lost Soul Sisters? All right. I need a 30-second timer. Rocket, Trigger, Julia, and Jim. This is the most even high stakes gear I've ever seen. These stats are mind-blowing. I see Trigger's ready to go. She says immune. 2 black. And Eli. On the grog. Gemstone. Black Graph. Eli on Evoke. Eli on TS10s. Immune and Blade Wax and Bow Wax. I see a Julia's going immune. Black Graph, Sly, Mask with Eli, and Eli on the TS10s. And Rocket is going Black Graph, Eli on Grog, Eli on TS10, Immune Elixir, and she's also going with the Bow Wax. Everybody is leaving it on the table tonight, everybody. So let me calculate these stats really quick. Wow. Blade and Bow Wax. I got you. All right, the order is going to be Trigger, Jim, Rocket, and Julia. And you know what I thought I would do tonight? We're going to go back to familiar territory. Trigger, Rocket, you guys should be pretty familiar with this location. We had one of our best matches ever in this location. So I'm going to put Jim over here. No line of sight. Trigger, I'm going to put you over here. Julia, you're down this open road. And Rocket, you're over there. Now you're all within, can be within range. But line of sight, getting over the buildings, through the buildings, around the buildings, whatever the case may be, is going to be a challenge. All right, 20-second timer. Trigger, start us out. Good luck. The winners get a trip to the finals on Monday night. Trigger's going to take Sniper Page 3 in Steel Blue from Jim. And she's going to summon King to Jim. Jim, list your legendaries, please. Don't have to list Evoke. But all the legendaries you have besides Evoke. Cryptic Ring and Mirror Medallion. Got it. Cryptic, Mirror Medallion, and Gladiator. All right, Jim, pick a number. 1, 2, 6. She picks a 2 and Mirror Medallion is gone. Jim, you drop a little bit of armor pin. All right, King is out of play. Jim, you're up. 20-second timer for you. We got 10-man keeping score, everybody. Big shout out to the 10-man. I see you, Ben. All right. We're going to stun bomb to trigger. And she goes summon Sue to trigger. And Angel uses the eye ring to avoid the pet attack. So Sue attack never happens. Rocket, you're up. Well, it happens, but it's avoided. Gina, you're up. You have 20 seconds. Can't detonate and stun on the same turn. You can cast the stun and the pet, but if you go bomb and detonate, that's the entire move. Stun and detonate. All right. Julia, you're up. You get one action and one action only. All right, summon Sue to trigger. Trigger, they're going to hit you eventually. So a lot of Sue activity tonight. I'm liking it. I love the use of the new pet. So I see some combos coming up. So Sue to trigger. It's going to be plus 5% toxic damage. Any activity. All right. That's the end of the first round. Trigger, you're up. Ten-second timer for trigger. Trigger's going to stun and detonate. To Jim. Jim, you're up. One action only. Jim's going to use the owl. And Trigger, she's taking your TS10s. Rocket, you're up. All right, so she's going to go Mustard Bomb to Julia, and she's going to cast Acid Rain to Julia. So the Acid Rain smoke, you guys remember the new version of it, you can cast it at any range. It is a smoke that will move over. And Julia, you're up. All right, so Julia, nothing was done about the Acid Rain smoke, so it does go over and hit Julia. Julia takes you from 31 down to 29 base. Julia's also going to go Mustard Bomb to trigger, and Red Toxie to trigger, which cannot be avoided. So, Angel, you're taking extra 5% damage. You do have the damage mitigation from the chest piece, which gets rid of 5% of it. And your gear, I'm going to hit you with 25. And you're affected by Red Toxie. Actually, I'm going to hit you for 30 because you take the... Never mind, that bounced. 25. All right. Trigger, kick us off with round number 3. Trigger 75, Gina 100, Julia 129 base, Jim 100%. Trigger's going to summon Sue to Jim. And also going to go Fizzle Bomb to Julia. All right. Got some good setup. Gina has a Mustard Bomb on Julia. Trigger has a Fizzle Bomb on Julia. Julia has a Mustard Bomb on Trigger. And Jim has a Stun Bomb on Trigger. All right. Let's get to person number 2. Gemstone, you're up. 10 seconds for you. All right, Jim is going to summon King to Rocket. Gina, can you list all of your legendaries in chat, please? And she's also going to detonate Stun on Trigger. So, Angel, your next turn, you get 1 action. Wow, can we get rid of the asshat moderators that just showed up? All right, Gina has no legendaries, so King will Gina, you have a halo ring, is that correct? Don't you have a Vox halo ring equipped? It's a legendary. It's gone. Vox halo ring. Is out of play. King will even go in and take an Iris ring if he wants to. That's what he does. He loves legendaries. All right, let's go to Rocket. You're up. Trigger stun. King just stole her halo ring. No. What Azure does is when Azure comes into play, it bounces any other legendary pets that are in play. King is not a legendary pet. Like for example, if someone has Faith or Lila, which we saw last turn, if you cast Azure, their legendary goes away and yours is the only one in play. Azure is the only legendary that can be in play at a time. But no, King's not a legendary. He just loves to take legendaries. No worries. Azure is a great pet, but it's situational. You want to get Azure out so nobody else can play a legendary, basically. As long as he's out, no one else can play a legendary. All right, Red Toxie to Julia, and Stun to Julia. All right, Jim is under the effect of Sue, but Julia uses the eye ring. To avoid the damage. I bet if I beat his little ass, it would stop him. I would strongly disagree with that sentiment. But anyway. That's why he sits behind a keyboard every night. All right, so Rocket goes. It's okay. We're not going to give him any more of his moment tonight. Just let him do like 20 YouTube accounts. So Rocket went Red Toxie, and Julia just used her legendary ability, the eye ring, to avoid that as well. All right, Julia, you're up. So far early on, we've had 2 eye rings have already been used. 2 legendary abilities, and Julia's going to finish out the round. Julia's going to summon Percy and detonate Mustard Bomb on Trigger, which you can do. All right, so Trigger, Mustard Bomb's just going to hit you for a little bit. It's going to take you down to 97. Percy is going to be 10. You mitigate 5 of it, but Julia has Sue's effect on you, which means you don't really mitigate any of it. It's going to be a wash. So I've got Percy hitting you, taking you down to 87, and you are under the effects. And let's kick it over to the next round. Trigger. All right, Red Toxie. Back to Julia. All right, this one's going to hit Julia. Same thing. You got a little bit of damage mitigation. But I got you taking 30% from Red Toxie, Julia. Jim's at 100. Julia is at 70. Rocket at 100 and Trigger at 75. Julia under the effects of Red Toxie. Jim, you're up. All right, let's see what all you can do. Okay. That's a lot of stuff. So move within eyesight of Trigger, Rojo, and summon Spike. Acid Rain already hit, Gina, last turn. Julia's at 29 base. So, Jim, in order to get to line of sight, we're going to have to move you to about right here. If you move right there, yes. If you move there, you don't get the pet summon. You do get the silver 6 with the Rojo. All right, so she's moving within line of sight. So Trigger, she's got a straight shot on you from there. No pet summon. But remember, she lost one of her AP, so that puts her at 4 AP. The Rojo is going to give her 8 AP. So, Rock, it's a pretty big hit. So we're going to take you down to 80 and 23. Your base is down to 23. Gina, you're up. Jim's at 100. Julia's at 70 and 29. You're at 100. And Trigger's at 80 and 23. I'm sorry. She was at 75 before. Trigger, you're at 70 and 23. 70 and 23. All right. Line of sight. Jim. Okay, so for you to get line of sight, Gina, pretty much the same thing. There's a couple ways you can get line of sight. One, you got to come all the way here. You got to come all the way here. Or what makes the most sense is to come to about right here. However, same movement as Jim. So you can move there and you can attack with the silver 7 with the noir, but no summon as well. It's just too far to move, shoot, and summon. All right, so she's going to stun and detonate on Jim. So Jim, your next turn, you get 1 action. Julia, you're up. And you are under the effects of red toxie still. All right, so she's going to summon Slim. To trigger. Taking her down to 62. And the heal grog is going to bring Julia back to 100%. 130, 131 base. and red Toxie trigger is out of play. All right. Trigger. Jim's at 100. Julia's at 100. Rocket's at 100. You're at 62. And you have 10 seconds. No, actually it's the same. I'm sorry. I read it as slim. No, Julia. Toxie is Toxie. There's a Toxie and there's a red Toxie. No, there's no shade Toxie. They're all shades. Toxie is a shade. Red Toxie is an upgraded version of that same thing. All right, so we're going to give Trigger her health back for the pet. I read it as slim. I'm taking the attack off. And we'll move forward. I'm not going to take Julia's 5-point deduction, but I'm not going to allow the pet to reattack. All right, so we've got Angel. Angel is going block barrier and heal and seal smoke. So we finally have somebody creating a barrier, and then she goes heal and seal. Very nice. And there's a barrier up in front of Trigger. And Jim, you're up, and you are stunned. You get one action. And there is a barrier blocking her. Trigger, I think that's only the second time a block barrier has ever been used. But Jim is like, I'm going to summon Red Rex. Now, a shot would not gotten through the barrier. Red Rex goes around the barrier. And Red Rex is 5, 10, 20, and 40, but he's red, so he's 15, 20, 30, and 50. So he's going to hit you for 15, but you mitigate 5. So you are healed and sealed. So your heal and seal resolves, which takes you up to 80 and seals you. Red Rex breaks your seal. So the heal and seal resolves. Jim's pet just breaks the seal, does no damage. Rocket, you're up. Jim's at 100. Julia's at 100. Rocket's at 100. Trigger back up to 80. Pretty close match. That's not the first barrier. It's actually the second barrier. I'll give one person cannot answer this question. But Kel, I'll give a free pack of cards Saturday to the first person that can answer who used the only block barrier we've ever had used. And the person who knows, it was, you're right, Moonshot, it was B-Dub. And do you remember her reaction to it? She said, she says, "Oh crap, that thing doesn't work," or something like that. It was not a very positive introduction to the block barrier. It was something along the lines of that. It was the reaction that I remember more than anything. All right, let me get this move. Red Finny to Julia and detonate stun on Julia. All right, Julia, you are stunned. Your next turn. And Red Finny is going to hit you for 20. You mitigate 5 with your gear. I'm going to put you down to 88. And you do have Red Finny attacking you. Remember, he is not venomous. Yeah, Rocket, I think yours was later, and I don't think you had the same reaction that Bonnie had. That's why that one stuck in my head. All right, and Julia, finish us off this round. Jim at 100, Julia at 88, with Red Finny attacking her. Rocket at 100, Trigger at 80. Pretty close match. Yeah, it's a good item, but it's, like many of the other, it's situational. Well, I mean, Trigger's behind one right now. So it might be better than you guys think. By the way, we're under 10 minutes, everybody. Purple effects have been minimized. This is a fast-moving match. Can't do both. Love Boat is an attack, and an attack is an attack. Unless you want to throw the Love Boat at Finny. All right, she is going to attack and kill Red Finny. All right. Red Finny is dead. Trigger. 10 seconds for you. You are not sealed because Red Rex broke your seal last turn. And to my knowledge, all pets are dead or out of play. Love boat to Jim. All right, she's going love boat, Jim. Means she's going to get a healing kickback, but she's also hitting you. Jim, you're at 90. Julia, 88. Rocket, 100. Trigger, 85. The Lost Soul Sisters just took the lead, and she's going to summon Sage. So she's summoning a legendary. Who is Sage targeting? Sage is always passive, Angel. But, all right, so Sage is attacking Julia. And Sage will alternate, Julia. Sage will hit you for 5%. AP1, then 5% again, then AP1. So Julia, Sage hits you for 5%, but you mitigate 5%. From your gear. And Gemstone, you're up. All right, so she's going to drop Flight Smoke. You are surrounded by Flight Smoke. All right, Flight Smoke, but I got to put you to about right there. And TS10. Goldar times 2. And Silvar times 3. And Angel brings out blue to defend against it. All right. And blue flies away. Damage never happens. Rocket, you're up. Julia lost her blue earlier with SP3. Trigger just used her blue. Can't bring steel into play because your partner has sage in play. 1 legendary pet per team. All right, she's going to bring out Gus. And who is Gus going to target? It'll hit both, but who's your primary target, Gina? All right, so she goes Leech Bomb to Julia, and she goes Gus to Julia, but it's going to hit both players. Now, Julia, it's going to take you down to 83. Jim, it's going to hit you harder because Trigger cast Sue on you earlier. So Gus is going to hit you for 10 plus 5. You mitigate the 5 because of your gear, but still hitting you for 10. This is going to take you down to 80, and each of you are under the effect of deadly venom. Julia, you're up. Under 5 minutes to go, everybody. Jim at 80, Julia 83, Rocket 100, Trigger 85. Gus is not alive. You're under the effect of deadly venom, just like Toxie. Gus is gone. So the only way to get rid of it is to heal. So reset her timer to 5 seconds, Ben. All right, so Julia's going to blue spark. Now, this is where you have to go, Julia, in order to get that grenade shot. Now, I need you to confirm that you're okay being there. All right. So she's blue sparked. She moved a little bit round the corner. And she goes with the love boat. Now, the love boat is going to give her the healing kickback and get rid of the effects of Gus. Jim's still under the effects of Gus. And it's also going to hit Trigger for 15, taking her down to 70. Your barrier is a barrier that's in front of you, which is here. Nothing behind you. You still have a barrier protecting you from Jim, but not from both sides. All right, Trigger. You're up. Jim at 80, Julia 88, Rocket at 100, Trigger at 70. Gold Spark, Julia. And cast Jackson. Jackson is a new pet. If you guys missed Jackson, much like Finney, but Jackson hits for AP 1 and 10% every round until you attack him. So Julia, Jackson is on you currently. You'll mitigate a little bit. So it's going to take you down to 83. And your AP is going to be down to 30. Jim, you're up. We're under 2 minutes, everybody, so that means all healing has been nerfed by 50%. Jim, you're flying, by the way. Nothing was done about that, so. No. Again, 1 attack per turn. You can only attack your opponent 1 time. All right, green arrow. Correct. Green plasma arrow does have the bow wax as well. First time using that. Also has AP4 attached to it. And you are in the air, so you do have line of sight. So I'm going to start with Hannibal. Hannibal is a phasing pet. So trigger, Hannibal's going to hit you the first time. We're going to take you down to 65. And she's going to go green arrow with the heel kickback. It's going to bring her back to 85. but she's doing more damage because of the bow wax. So we're going to take you down to 55, but with her AP, it's going to take you down to 55 and 19. Rocket, you're up. Under 2 minutes, everybody. Jim 85, Julia 83, Rocket 100, trigger 55 and 19. Percy to Julia. Icarus bow with wax and blue arrow to Jim. All right, so let me start with the Percy attack, okay? Percy is going to hit you, Julia, for 10. Your gear, you mitigate some, so I'm going to put you at 78. But then she's also going to hit Icarus bow with bow wax to Jim. Jim, that takes you down to 76. But this is also pretty important. There's a 1 in 6 chance that you get frozen by the blue arrow. So pick anything except the number 5. If you pick the number 5, you will be frozen and lose your last turn. Big gamble, but it could have big rewards. She picks a 2. Anything but 5. It is a 2. Pretty big bullet to dodge right there. All right, so Jim, you are under the effects of Percy. Julia, you have this turn, and after this turn, each player will get one final move. Jim is at 76, Julia's at 78, Rocket's at 100, trigger 55-19. All heals have been nerfed by 50%. Julia, you get this move. Jackson is hitting you. Jim goes Evoke, which is allowed. Actually, Jim is not allowed. The rule of legendaries, no legendary in the final 2 minutes, cannot be evoked. Love Boat to trigger. All right, so Julia is going to drop Flight Smoke. And Love Boat. Now, I see what you did there. All right. Julia goes Love Boat to get the heal. Puts her at 83. And the damage to trigger takes her down to 47. All right, each player gets one final move. Jim's at 76, under the effects of Percy. Julia, 83. Rocket, 100. Trigger, 47. And 19. Trigger, you're up. Final move. All right. So first and foremost, nothing was done about Julia's flight smoke. So Julia is flying, which means she doesn't take damage from Jackson. Pretty smart play there. Trigger goes Rainbow with Fury 4, which she can do. It's a legendary bow she can use. She can't use the legendary ability, but she can use the bow's ability. So Fury 4 with Bow Wax, so it's going to hit harder. Actually, there's no Bow Wax on the legendary. The legendary does not have an ATT. So Fury 4 with Green Arrow. So the Green Arrow is going to give you a heal kickback, which is going to bring you back to 52. The damage with the Fury 4 is going to take Julia down to 63. All right. Trigger played her final move. Jim, you're up. Jim, you're at 76. You have Hannibal out. Hannibal will hit trigger and drop her down to 47, and Hannibal disappears out of play. Jim 76, affected by Percy. Julia 63, Rocket 100, trigger 47 and 19. Cannot Yes. Well, you're not poisoned. Jim, you cannot use a heal potion and also attack. You can summon and heal. You can use a Enrage 3 and a Fury 4 and attack, but you can't use the heal potion and also get the attack. It's a full turn move. All right, Love Boat to trigger. Okay. She goes Love Boat to trigger, Rocket cast blue to prevent the damage from happening. And Jim is going to summon Trey. To trigger, which is going to hit for 20%, but some of it's mitigated. Still going to take her down to 33. All right, Rocket, you're up. It's your final move. And Trigger, you are correct. Jim's green plasma arrow last turn stopped the effects of Percy. Because she got the healing kick back. So thank you for that. I always appreciate integrity and honest gameplay. So that was a nice move. All right. Blue Spark. Trigger's going to go Blue Spark. She's getting big. Yeah, you got range there. Looking for a big attack. Icarus with a red arrow and also bow wax, which we know she applied earlier. And AP. So the AP damage, Jim, takes you down to 30. The damage from Icarus and the red arrow. $58. All right, we've got Jim at 58 and 30. Julia, 63 and 30. Rocket, 100. Trigger, 33 and 19. And Julia, you get one final move. This is the final move of the match. Last move of the match, Julia. Julia is going to summon Lance to trigger. Some will be mitigated, but we're going to take her down to 24. And she's going to go TS10 with 5 Glam Bams. Making it a full TS20. Trigger's pretty well geared, so it's not going to hit for 20. Is going to hit for 15. It's going to take her down to 9. That is the final move. Here are the totals. Super, super close match. Trigger survived it. She didn't die. Jim Stone at 58. Julia at 63. Jim's down 5 in base. Julia down 1 in base. Overall, they're down 79 points and 6 points of base. Rocket, untouched. Trigger, 91 points of damage, down to 9, and 12 points of base. Hellfire and Brimstone get the win by both percentage points and armor pen damage. Little more damage. They did about 12 more points of damage and a little bit more base. Great match. Down to the wire. Down to the wire, everybody. This is what the Final Four is all about. Each match went down to the final turn. I see Rocket. Great match, ladies. And can I get both? Oh, look at... She's just bragging now. By the way, Rocket, because of her legendary spell ability, has the ability to revive both of her pets. I love it. I love that ability, Gina. So, a very hard-fought match. Great season to both players. Unfortunately, I hated to see Football Master and Ron lose. I hated to see Angel and Rocket. Some of my favorite teams. I love watching these guys compete every week. With that being said, I'm really excited to see a rematch of last year's finals, everybody. It was not easy to get there. They had to work their butts off in order to get past the competition. But yes, we do have a rematch of last year's finals, which is the Twisted Sisters versus Hellfire and Brimstone on Monday night. Monday night, one match will decide. Can B-Dub and Amanda stay undefeated? Or have Jim and Julia had a whole season to think about it and how they're going to come out of the gates? If you like PvP and you love all the battles you guys put in, you're going to want to show up Monday night for this battle. This is going to be a good one. Gemstone. Oh my, it was intense. Great job, Trigger and Gina. Love you guys. Well, you're right, Ray. I got so many favorite teams. The thing is, I don't mind seeing you guys lose during the regular season because I know, there's always another night, another week. It's just when we get in a tournament and you start eliminating people like, the Killer Bees. I love to watch the Killer Bees play. And then Emperor and Hippo, what great synergy they have. They're up-and-coming team. Dal and Mist, first time. They've been together. Rocket and Trigger, awesome team. I mean, they such good chemistry. They like each other. You can tell teams that generally like each other. Moonshot and Kel. There's just Nixie and Julie J. There's teams that you can just see have fun when they play. But a lot of times comes down to one or two moves. Sue is nice, right? I see you guys playing Sue. Kel and I will get the totals. We do have a pack opening event on Saturday. Several of you have already bought boxes. I think we've already sold 3 boxes. So we're going to do a 20-box event on Saturday and a 10-box event on Sunday. 30 boxes are going to be the cap. And that'll be the last box opening event we do for Salisbury Island because next week we have the Level Up event. So this chapter is going by really quick. Yeah, right, Jim? Jim said it felt good to play again. I think sometimes people play a lot and then you get the season is a little bit of a grind. And it's nice to have a week off. But then once you're off a couple weeks, it's like you miss that adrenaline. You miss that competition. And that's why I can't wait to get into Faction Wars. Because I think Faction Wars is going to be an adrenaline rush and partnership that you guys haven't seen in a while. And then I think once you do Faction Wars for 5 or 6 weeks, I think you're going to miss Tag Team. And it'll be perfect timing to get Tag Team. I love where we left tag team. I think there's so many, like I said, I feel bad for Tommy and for Tammy. They played such a hard season. But, there's a brand new season around the corner. And you guys are going to love Faction Wars, but I really, tag team's probably my favorite. Puts two people on the spot, and everybody's watching, but that's the fun. There were a few. It's probably Kel said, were there any moves missed or anything I noticed? Yes, there were several. It's too early for me to go over them because it's going to sound very critical. I did that the last time. I'm like, well, if you'd have did this, you'd have did that. And I kind of felt bad about doing it. I think the teams tonight, Kel, are good enough that they're going to go back and they're going to realize there's 2 or 3 things that could have been done differently. And there were some obvious ones, but I'm gonna leave them alone and just let people enjoy the competition. Because I think some people are going to sleep on it tonight and wake up tomorrow. It's like, why didn't I do that? So I'll leave it up to the players to figure out kind of their own opportunities. I will say in most cases though, you never go wrong in the last 2 rounds by being uber aggressive. By that point, most of the legendaries have been played. Most of your defense mechanisms have been played. So I love to see the last 2 or 3 rounds. I just love to see aggressive gameplay. Now, with that being said, I would have, sometimes you got to keep a move or 2 in the hole. And you know what, Gina? I think that's the most important thing. Gina's like, I totally screwed up tonight, but I had a blast. If we accomplish that, then that's all that matters. So, hey, we're at midnight. I'm going to wrap it up. We had great matches tonight, high energy. We got a ton of things lined up for you guys. Tomorrow night, we're doing Walking Dead chat. Friday night, big story. So, you're going to find out how Faction Wars came about and what they're going to mean to your factions. So, that's a big transition. There's a lot of action. And then, as I said, this weekend we're going to be chilling, opening some packs. If you want T2 gear, if you want a shot at some legendaries, pick up a pack or 2 for the weekend. Because I think we saw last weekend was probably the best pack opening event we ever did. And we're going to carry through with that this weekend. I agree, Father Ron. I'm proud of Masters of Faith. First PvP season together. I'm going to tell you this. I don't think anybody wants to play the Masters of Faith. That is a good team. And let me also say, Football Master had the least amount of gear of anybody playing tonight. Football Master had half of the base of almost every other player. So that should give you an idea of how well they play. So I know that Animal and Chuck were set to play Dow and missed. So Chuck had an emergency, and we're at a point in the season where we have to move forward in the tournament. So bracket number 2 is going to be Monday night. Knox Landing will take on Mystical Storm. So Wednesday night, Animal, if you and Chuck are available, I will allow you guys to pick up a challenge match on Wednesday night when we're reviewing the Faction Wars. B-Dub says, for my mentor Ron and my newest son, football. Love you guys. It's a great super chat. For Monday, Deja Vu, it's a great showdown. So I'm going to give Animal and Chuck one last shot of redemption. So if there's a team out there that would like to challenge Animal and Chuck, message me, and I will set up a prime time Wednesday night battle. Monday night, we got Mystical Storm versus Knox Landing. We've got Hellfire and Brimstone versus the Twisted Sisters. And then you guys message me, whoever wants to take on Chuck and Animal Wednesday night. I'll do that match after we do the walkthrough with Faction Wars. Pretty big. I know it's technically a night off, Wednesday night, but if you can pop in Wednesday night, it will certainly benefit your factions, because I'm going to show you, again, the Asylum map, how you can score, how the points are going to be distributed, and you can decide whether or not you want to go for flags, whether or not you want to tear down walls, whether or not you want to get kills on your opponent, or whether or not you want to defend, or a combination of all those. But if players are not dying fast, Faction Wars are not working. So don't get discouraged if you die in the first 5 to 10 minutes of Faction Wars. If you do, just go to the bench, wait for your shot to get back in. It's going to be very much like a hockey game, except nobody dies in a hockey game. But the layout is going to be very much like a hockey game. You're going to have centers, you're going to have forwards, you're going to have basically a goalie who defends, a defenseman. So think of it from that perspective. But there's a lot of different ways to win. All right, so who was the most surprising team to you guys this season? Dal and Mist, Emperor and Hippo, Father Ron and Football, Killer Bees, Strong as Ever. You know, I kind of sense a rivalry between Father Ron and Football, and like a division rivalry, and Dal and Mist. You guys kind of feel that? Like Dal and Mist kind of, they got a, I won't say cheap one on them, but basically they won with a fool's gold, right? Early on. So I think that, I think Ron and Football have a little something to prove. So that feels like kind of a rivalry, like those two teams they don't hate each other, but that's just going to be, you're always going to look forward to that match. Um, Tin Rod, absolutely. You know what? Tin Rod's a very good team. They didn't surprise me a whole lot because how well they played last year. You know, with Ben, it's just time. If Ben had just a little bit more time. Oh, sorry. And I mean this in a good way. Tin Rod didn't surprise me because they played as well as I expected them to. Killer Bees didn't surprise me this season. They surprised me last season. What's funny is Ron in football surprised a lot of you guys. They didn't surprise me. Like the mods will tell you, I had Ron in football picked in my top 4 all season. See, I don't share this stuff with you guys. But I see you guys play. And when I saw Ron's ability and how well football played last season, they were my underdog to win. Like if there was a surprise team that I thought was going to win, it would be them. Ray, here's the thing with you guys. Like at the beginning of the season, and I'm just going to be very straightforward. I got a lot of updates from you and Will as far as gear, and you guys are playing well. Then after a couple losses, I didn't get consistent gear updates, or trades weren't happening as often. So I had you guys high in the beginning, and then as the season went, I had you guys middle of the pack. I almost felt like after you guys lost a couple close ones, it kind of wore on you a little bit, and you guys couldn't get back out of that kind of funk. Whereas Jim and Julia, they lost to you guys, and then they came back. Lost Soul Sisters, same thing. If you guys remember, Gina and Trigger I think they were like 1-3 or 1-4. And they were the opposite of you guys, Ray. It's like that's when they kicked it into high gear. And you can see like 1 or 2 matches. Now, in fairness, I think you and Will were ready for the tournament. I think you guys just caught the wrong team. Like, again, I wouldn't have wanted to face Ron in football. I mean, they almost beat Bonnie and Amanda. They could have won that match. But yes, there are a couple ways, like a heal and seal for football, a little bit more damage on Amanda, and they get the killing blow on Amanda. Then it would have been probably 1 killing blow each, and Masters of Faith would have dealt more damage. There were a couple ways they could have won the match. It just didn't work out at the very end. A heal and seal would have won the match, and I would not have played Artie. I'll say it the nice way. Artie is not the pet that I would have played there. It just the one thing I think some of you guys forgot tonight is that players now have gear that mitigates some pet damage. But you learn from it. I mean, you got to make those plays in order to kind of get a feel for how much you're going to do at the end. we had 14 teams, and there's going to be only one team that's going to win. But the nice thing is we have so many good players that every time there's a new season, everybody's got a shot. And how about Bonnie and Amanda? Let's not forget they had some close matches, but they had a target on their back the whole season. Like every week they played, they had to play a top team, and every week they played, they probably had half of the people in PDL comparing notes with each other of, all right, well, this is the way you beat them. This is the way you beat them. So, to get through a season with all these matches and just not have a letdown, that speaks volumes about their focus. They didn't have an off week. I mean, they had less productive weeks. They didn't have a bad week, so maybe not having an off week is the wrong thing. Yes, there were times they were beatable, and you guys didn't capitalize on it. I'm not telling you, but there were times that there was a move or two that would have made a difference. But that's how cool the game is. Sometimes you can play really, really well, but somebody just plays better. But, here's the reality. All the stuff you did a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that don't matter for Monday night. It's how well you do Monday night. Now, I can tell you both teams are going to be nervous, but those teams will be less nervous probably than one of you because they've been there before. Yeah, there's no doubt the Epic Battle Gear is pretty awesome. It gives you versatility where you got a little bit more base. Your weapons, you can play the strategy that you want to play. Now, if you guys want to go super aggressive with pets, you got that option. But you got a little bit of resist. With FS3s, it's going to give you a whole new mechanic where you can lower the ceiling on people. But armor piercing feels like armor piercing again. I think we're at a good spot where it hits hard and fast enough that you got to watch it. We had a phase where armor pen was just super deadly. Some players could hit other players 2 times and the match was over. Then with graphene tapes, it kind of changed the game a little bit to where there was a lot of base and very little armor pen. And now I think it's at a good spot. You got some people that are hitting for 5, and if you add, Rojos, you could hit somebody for 8 or 9. But if somebody's got 35 or 36, to me that feels right. Like you can hit somebody, some people 3 times, some people 4 times. I don't feel like Armor Pen should be a 2-turn kill. I think it should be a 3 to 4-turn kill if people neglect it. But you don't have to kill somebody with Armor Pen to get the win. Basically, you put pressure on them to heal to a certain degree. Now, with me watching tonight, I think the early damage, and this is for Ron and football, the early damage backed them off their strategy a little bit. But I felt like the Twisted Sisters almost waited too long to get in. You could see it happening, right? They're trying to take away your items, trying to take away your TS10s. They were trying to draw your blues out early, and I felt like they wanted to go TS10s around earlier. And it was almost like, it felt like it almost waited too long, like they almost lost it. I think the plan was 1 turn earlier to start hitting you guys with the firepower, but it didn't work out as planned. It's because of the way you guys play. I mean, you guys played them well, but it was close. Now, when we got to the final move, you could see that it worked out well. But it worked out at the exact moment that it needed to, because Football Master had a choice, heal or damage. He chose damage, and it kind of set him up for Bonnie's last attack. Even if he heals, it still might have not been enough. I mean, she might have went on Holy Smoke and something else. I mean, there's something for everything. But, you know, Ron, you in football had dealt a lot of damage at that point, so it would have been interesting to see how it would have played out. Yes, and you know what? Hey, I love hanging out after some of the matches, just catching up with you guys, especially during tournament time, because this is what it's all about. So you guys get some rest. We'll do a little bit of casual Walking Dead talk tomorrow. I'll get all of your bundles updated so you'll know what you're going into Friday night, and then whatever items you pick up Friday night or Saturday, we'll get those updated and go into Championship Monday. And do not forget, Monday is our final tag team bundle, and it is going to have the Epic Battle Shoulders. You already know that's going to be mixed in there. That'll be piece number 9. And some people are going to be going into Faction Wars with full Epic Battle gear. So that's pretty cool when you look at the stats. I mean, the stats of the Epic gear that we've released so far: 17 base, just from the pieces released before tonight. 3 armor pen, 5 pet resist, and 20 bonus damage from grenades. So, it's good stuff. All right, hey everybody, enjoy your night. Thanks for everything that you guys do. Thanks for some awesome competition. Congratulations to Ron and Football Master on a great season. To Rocket, Crockett, and Trigger, always on a great season. You guys are tremendous. B-Dub and Amanda going undefeated. And also to Jim and Julia for getting it back focused at the right time. So tough end of their season, but they cranked it back up. And certainly big thank you to all of you guys. Appreciate you guys being here and cheering and watching and learning. And we got a big one coming up for you guys on Monday night. And then Wednesday night, we'll all mess around, play a little bit of Faction Wars. And then on Monday night, the following Monday, it's going to be for real. So have a good night, everybody. Thanks for everything that you guys do. I'll see you tomorrow for a little Walking Dead chat. PDL sponsors. We will be sending out your packs probably in about a week. So stay tuned for that. And as I said earlier, we're going to have some tag team rewards as well. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.